fam, so in this video we talk about protecting your peace and how you should go about protecting your peace. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please give it a thumbs up if you do, share with your friends and family, and leave your comments in the comment section. Let's get into this video. Hey fam, how are you doing today? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Tobi Achudume. If this is your first time here, you are super welcome. I am so excited to have you here with me. So here on this channel, we talk about topics, tips and tricks that helps us grow fearlessly into the best versions of ourselves. If you are interested in topics and tips like this, please click the subscribe button so you get notified when we have new videos up. If you're a returning subscriber, I am so happy that you are back again. Thank you so much for coming in. I hope you enjoyed this video as much as you have enjoyed the other ones, and if you do enjoy this video, please give it a thumbs up and share with somebody around you. So today's topic is kind of interesting. It is interesting to me because we are talking about people and we're talking about relationships. So basically the topic is protecting your peace. How should you protect your peace? Is there even something like protecting your peace? And I am talking about this in the context of relationships. So not just boy-girl relationship, but relationship with people, family relationships, colleague, workers, schoolmates, and all of that. Basically how you relate and interact with other humans. So we are relational creations. We are created to relate with people, to have interaction. We are not created to be in isolation. If nothing else has emphasized this, the fact that we were locked down for almost a year and there was a high rise in the number of people that had mental issues, mental challenges. People went into depression. People felt like it was the end of the world because they were locked up and they were by themselves. So this just goes out to say that we are not created to live by ourselves. We're not created to be in isolation all the time, to be alone, to live a lonely life. Doesn't mean that there are no moments where you actually need to be by yourself. There are times where you feel like you don't want to have any interaction with anybody, and there are also moments where you feel like, yeah, the best thing for you right now is to just be by yourself. Doesn't mean that you're going to be doing that for a long time. You're not going to be doing that for a year, because you know that even as much as you want to be by yourself, you still need to have somebody that you would want to talk to. Even introverts have moments where they feel like they need to be in space with people, with other people. They cannot just be by themselves all the time. And so what comes with this is that you are open to being hurt, you're open to being insulted, abused, disrespected, not because the other person would intentionally do it, but that is just how we are. We are very different people, and so we have different ways of interacting, we have different ways of communicating and all of that. And so the fact that you always need to be in interaction with people, because we are relational people, we are open to differences, we are open to different reactions and communication styles that would sometimes not go the way we want it to go. And then this leads to being open to hurt, being open to challenges, difficulties, maintaining relationships. There are some relationships that you thought you were going to have in your life for a long time. There are relationships that you thought would be in your life forever. There are friendships that you thought you were going to be friends forever, and then for whatever reason the relationship just stopped. There are also relationships that you would fight and then you would come back together and all of that. There is a reason why siblings will fight and still remain siblings and still communicate and still talk and still gist and laugh like nothing happened. There is also a reason why couples would fight, would have issues, and will still fix it and come back together. It's not that all relationships that have issues, all relationships where you have experienced hurt needs to be cut off. It also doesn't mean that you have to stay in all relationships. And so that is why we are going to be focusing on the you part in these relationships, which is basically how you protect your peace in relationships. So there are times where it is easy to get out of situations that are difficult, that are challenging, but there are other times that you cannot come out of them. So what I mean is that there are times where you have issues with somebody and it is easy to walk out of that friendship. It's easy to walk out of that relationship and just say goodbye to it. There are other times where you feel like, no, you do not want to let it go because you feel like it's an important relationship to you, or the person is so important to you, you're not ready to let go of it. And so you still want to have such people in your life, but it is getting to the point of it affecting you and your peace. So we are going to look at 5 ways that you can protect your peace. You can be conscious about you in the relationship that does not have anything to do with canceling people. So the first point I'm going to share with you is that you need to know and accept that we are different. Everybody is different. Even twins act different sometimes. They are not the same all the time. Siblings that come from the same father and the same mother do not do the same thing all the time. They behave differently at different times and at different ways. So for you to be able to protect your peace, you need to know and accept that yes, as much as me and this person are almost the same, we still have issues that we would react to differently. We would still act different, we would talk different, we would see reasons different, we would explain things differently. So knowing this tells you that while you are able to accept some things as they are, other people may not accept it as that. While you are reacting to something in a particular way, it doesn't mean that every other person around you is going to respond to it in that same way. Knowing and accepting this helps you to be prepared for when things do not go the way you want it to go. One of the things that upsets us, one of the things that affects us in friendships and relationships is our expectation or our expectations, what you expect from a person, what you expect from your friends, what you expect from your family and all of that. So when those expectations are not met, it upsets you, it affects you, it makes you worried and it makes you react in certain ways. Knowing this helps you to put in perspective that you are feeling this way because of your expectations. The other person's expectations about whatever it is that has happened is completely different, and it's okay to have different expectations. So knowing and accepting that we are different helps you to be prepared for when you get different reactions, when you get things done to you differently from what you expect. This also goes to say that sometimes you may have a different idea of what your friendship or your relationship is, and it is fine for it to be different from what the other person also has. The second point I'm going to share with you is that you need to maintain a gratitude attitude, an attitude of gratitude. You should always maintain gratitude, basically, is what I'm trying to say. And this can sound cliche. I think it is cliche for you to say somebody should maintain gratitude when things are not going the way they want it to go, or when there is a problem in a friendship or in a relationship and all of that. Point is that with gratitude, you cannot, or with our minds or with us as humans, you cannot be happy and sad at the same time. If something is upsetting you, if something is affecting your peace, disturbing your peace, it is making you sad, it's making you upset, it's making you worried. You cannot be worrying and be grateful at the same time. You cannot be sad and be grateful at the same time. So if you're going to be conscious and intentional about protecting your peace, you have to always find the reason to be grateful even in that situation. So what that means is that even if things are going haywire, things are going in completely opposite directions from what you want them to be going in, you are choosing to maintain peace. You're choosing to maintain joy. You're choosing to be grateful even in that situation. And as hard as it may be, it is possible. It doesn't mean that when you decide that you want to maintain gratitude, you're going to have like a whole day of that. No, you're going to, of course, have moments where you feel like, no, this is not how I feel right now. But you have to be conscious about calling yourself back into it, because if you're going to be protective of your peace, you have to choose to do what makes you happy. You have to do what makes you feel grateful. And one of probably the only way that you are able to do this is to choose to be grateful even in the situation that is disturbing your peace. So focus on the things that are going great for you. Focus on what is happening that is good right now for you. Don't try your best to take your mind off of what is disturbing your peace and focus on things that are going great. Focus on the fact that you woke up today. Focus on the fact that you're able to eat breakfast, lunch, or dinner. Focus on the fact that there is even food that you can think of having to eat. There is somebody that you can talk to, you can call, and all of that. Focus on the things that are going right for you. And yes, it may be difficult to do so, but you should choose to do it because your peace is important. It is important for you to have peace. So what this does, why I say you should do it, is that it takes your mind off of the worry that you're going through. It takes your mind off of what is disturbing your peace and puts it on positive things. You should always try to maintain a positive attitude, because it is in that way that you are able to protect your peace. And this leads me to the third point: be conscious of your thoughts. Be conscious of your thoughts. The mind is very powerful, and sometimes I feel like we underestimate how powerful the mind is. I have a video where I talk about mindset and the power of the mind. I will leave it linked in the video somewhere. But I think that sometimes we underestimate how powerful our mind is. So that's why you can think that, yes, I am in control of my thoughts all the time, but sometimes you will find that your mind is just wandering off and you cannot even place where it has wandered off to until you get yourself back, and then you realize that you have gone to a place that you did not want to be in. I'm talking about in your mind. So the mind is so powerful that as much as you would like to think that you are in control of it all the time, you are not in control of it all the time. That's why we are told to always renew our mind. The mind is so powerful that it has the ability to just wander off to things that are disturbing us, things that are affecting our peace, things that are troubling us, even if we have made up our mind not to do it. So you have to be conscious of what you're thinking on. You have to be conscious of what you're meditating. You have to be conscious of what you are allowing into your mind at every single period. Because the point where we are most vulnerable is when our peace is disturbed, and so anything can get to you at that point. It is at that point that even you just hitting your toe on the wall feels like you have just died and come back to life. When you are in a period where your peace is disturbed, you have to be conscious of what you're thinking on, what you're focusing on, and what you are feeding yourself, because those are the things that your mind will involuntarily go on to be thinking on. And then by the time you get yourself back, you feel like you are depressed, probably more depressed than you would even like to be. So you need to learn how to protect your peace by consciously working and focusing on what you are thinking on, even in the periods where you feel like you're not in control. So what you should do is, when you find out that your mind has wandered off, call yourself back and focus your thoughts again. Focus your mind on positive thoughts. That way you're able to regulate your mind and tell your mind that, yes, I am actually in control of what I am thinking and what I want to think on. Number 4, set boundaries. Relationships are great, beautiful. It is very amazing to have somebody that you can call a friend. It is amazing to have your sisters, your brothers, your family members, and all of that. They are beautiful. Trust me, I know. But when these relationships begin to affect your peace, when these relationships begin to tell on your mental state, then it is time for you to check them. So setting boundaries, I'm not talking about building a wall that people have to climb over. No, I'm talking about you treating yourself with respect. So the way I say it, and again, this is not the easiest thing to do, especially for people that love to death, for lack of a better word. But my point is, you need to be able to see and state how you want to be treated. And that starts basically with how you treat yourself. Again, I have a video on self-love. I'm going to leave it linked in the description bar so that you can check that out as well. So, but you need to be able to say, this is how I want to be treated. And if you're able to define that to your friends, to your relationships, the relationships that you have around you, you set the boundary. That way you're letting people know how they should treat you as well, because it is how you treat yourself that people are going to treat you. So setting boundaries is you stating clearly how you want to be treated. I mean, in this context, that's what I'm talking about. How you want to be treated, how you want to be respected, the things that you want people to be able to say to you, what you would not take, the things that you have stated clearly as not being okay with you. Sometimes you have to even say this to the relationships that are disturbing your peace. So you have to be able to say, this is what is going on. I really do not want to be treated in this way because this is what it does to me. It is you setting boundaries on how you want to be treated and letting them know that this is fine with me and this is not fine with me. That way you are able to protect your peace, because you have said whatever it is that they are doing that is affecting your peace, and you have told them that it's a no-go area for you. So anybody that actually genuinely cares about you knows not to do those things, And this also tells you the people that you should legit have in your circle. So if you tell it to somebody and the person doesn't care, the person still does what you say they shouldn't do, then you know that that relationship is not for you. So it's okay, it's fine for you to say no to things that happen the way you don't want them to happen. It's fine for you to say no to people treating you in the way you don't want them to treat you. It's also fine for you to say no to things that people invite you to do that you don't want to do. There is nothing wrong in that. It's for you to set healthy boundaries. Again, not build walls or gates that people have to cross over, because that is unhealthy as well. But it is you stating clearly how you want to be treated and how you want to be respected. And in doing this, I should say that you should also be ready to respect other people's boundaries. So if somebody also tells you that I don't like how you talk to me, then you should respect it and not talk to the people like that. It is amazing how quick we are to cancel people and to say cut people out of their life, out of your life. It's very amazing to say that we are in a cancel culture where anything that is just off, we are ready to cancel. And yes, sometimes I get that it is important, and that's my fifth point. That's the fifth way you're going to protect your peace. If it's not working out, if it is still not the way you want it to be, please feel free to cut whatever it is that you need to cut it away. But I often say, and I am a firm believer in having conversations. So if I'm going to be cutting or canceling anything or anybody out of my life, you should be sure that I have had a conversation with the person or the situation about canceling and cutting the person off. Because again, it comes to you accepting and understanding that people are different. So while it may be getting to me, they may not even know that it is getting to me. So before you hurry to the point of canceling somebody, before you hurry to the point of cutting people off, have a conversation with them and let them know the reason why you are about to take the step of canceling them. And this is not to say that there are some times that you don't need to have a conversation. If it is toxic to the point of just plain toxic, then please feel free, don't have conversations and all of that. But there are some relationships, I feel like a lot of relationships, and again, I'm not just talking about boy-girl relationship, a lot of relationships would be saved if we would just converse with each other, talk, have communication and all of that, and say exactly what we need to say. So having conversations would mean you're saying, this is what you do that affects me, this is what you do that upsets me and disturbs my peace, and I really do not want this to happen again. If it is possible for you to stop doing this, please stop it. If it is not possible, then I have to take you out of my life. That's it. You're having a conversation where you people are talking about what exactly is off and what should be fixed in the friendship or in the relationship. And sometimes what is disturbing your peace is social media. So you could be following somebody that whatever it is that the person is putting up is causing tension, is making you feel like you're not doing anything with your life, is making you feel like you're just on earth to be breathing air and all of that. If it is affecting you negatively and if it is disturbing you, it is giving you sleepless nights, again, feel free to cut it off. There is a difference between unfollowing somebody on social media and cutting a relationship off in real life. The fact that you're not following the person on social media does not mean that you're not friends again in real life. It just means that whatever the person is putting on social media has a negative effect on you and what you want to be doing. So because of that, you're not following them. And so I just needed to state clearly that there is a difference between unfollowing somebody on social media and cutting people off in real life. But if you're going to be cutting somebody off in real life, try to have a conversation. So many great relationships have been destroyed because we just decided that we are going to cut them off without hearing whatever it is that they had to say. The fact that a person was your friend at a particular period meant that there was a point where your values aligned. There was a point where the things that you were doing was of interest to the both of you. So it's not okay to just feel like you're going to cut the relationship off, except it's a mutual thing. And again, that's why you have to have a conversation with them. So before anybody comes for me with this last point, what I am basically explaining is that it is fine for you to feel like you want to cut people out of your life and cancel people. But if you're going to do this, you should know that it is also important to have conversations with these people, because sometimes the reason why you feel like you should be cutting them off, they have not even seen it. And so when you're cutting people off, you are destroying a potentially great relationship. And that is not how friendships are built. Friendships are built with communication. So you should feel safe to have a conversation with your friend about what they are doing that is disturbing your peace, and see if they are willing to change that and maintain a great relationship with you. So guys, that's it for me for you today. I hope with these few points of mine, you are able to begin to maintain peace and protect your peace in your friendships, in your relationships, and basically just living your best life. I hope you enjoyed this video as much as I enjoyed talking to you about it. Please do not forget to subscribe. Give this video a thumbs up, share your comments in the comment section if you are cutting people off or you're conversing with them before you do so. I would like to see your comments. Thank you again for watching this video, and I will see you in the next one. Till next time, bye.